episode is brought to you by Human Performance Teams. Go to hptrt.com for the best in testosterone replacement therapy. Everybody on the show takes TRT. Most of the people on this network take TRT. If you go to hptrt.com and use promo code CC30, you're going to get 30% off, not just your initial month, but every single month you'll get 30% off. And if you already had your blood work done within the last 6 months, you can upload that blood work to hptrt.com and you don't have to pay any lab costs. So again, hptrt.com, use promo code CC30 and get 30% off. Now we're recording. Feel bloated.
Now that you guys are full, your tummies are full, because you can't go 2 hours without eating.
What are we eating for dinner?
You gotta have like Texas barbecue.
Already.
This guy's got a whole fucking sheet of places he wants to eat. We've already hit 3 of them.
Really?
We hit
In-N-Out.
We hit In-N-Out.
I gotta have Whataburger tomorrow before we leave.
We hit the
You'll be disappointed.
Tex
I've had it
Mex
before.
place.
Have you?
Yeah.
I love it.
In-N-Out definitely the best.
Oh wait, what's better, In-N-Out or Whataburger?
In-N-Out.
You gotta
What
make the
used to be
decision.
Whataburger, but until several years ago they got bought out, and because I didn't know this,
They're in
but
Florida now, yeah.
But I didn't know they got bought out or whatever by a company and started building everywhere. But I remember being like, dude, it seems like the quality just sucks now. And someone told me that. I go, oh, well, that makes sense. Like, they got bought out.
The reason why In-N-Out won't expand is because the same family owns every restaurant. They won't franchise.
Oh, really?
Because of quality control. They're afraid of their quality diminishing.
Yeah, I mean.
Because Orlando wants an In-N-Out bad. That would fucking destroy.
They should build one. They own it. They should build one over there if it would do good.
But
I think they're
not east of Texas is like almost. I think
Yeah.
the
Because it was only a California thing, right? And then because I remember when they opened the first one here, it was everywhere. The biggest news when I was in high school or something. I remember we had to drive like an hour just to go. And I remember being like, oh, I guess I'll just go because you guys want to go. But I was unimpressed. Like, it wasn't like this absolute
it's not
amazing
an hour
thing.
It's a cult thing. It's not
But
that good.
it's fucking good.
The fry. I mean, Jesus, the burgers are good, but you would think with the
Those fries sucked today.
They suck.
They suck today.
They suck.
But so what are we talking about this episode? What are we discussing?
The future of, because we never actually sat down and talked about what the hell we're trying to do with counterculture.
Oh, they think okay. So what our direction is and
what we plan on doing, what our vision is.
Well, like I would have told you earlier, and I told Tonal this on the podcast yesterday. I was like, counterculture will be the next Daily Wire, right? So it's going to be a news source, a trusted news source where guys like us, cops, firefighters that are still doing it, that a trusted news source of current events happening in our industries. So not just this, oh, hey, they got this, let's say Dallas PD got the new body cams. Cool. Yay. Who cares? Now they record everything. So we're just going to be talking about real news and stuff that's going on, and whether unions fighting cities or whatever that on the fire side, PD side, EMS and military side. So it's going to be that one-stop shop, trusted news source for first responders.
Yeah, unfiltered.
Yeah. Well, that and we're not going to tell you and cover the fact that Dallas PD has body cams, the new body. We're going to tell you everything wrong with it.
Mm-hmm. You know who would do that? IA guy. He'd be like, you got the new, I love those body cams. I love those body cams, dude. Those are so good. I love it when I turn on and they just record everything.
Oh, man.
It's my favorite part of the job. Because I have integrity. And that's what I do. So I don't really care if we record everything. I don't
fucking stray, isn't he?
I don't record everything.
I didn't know the bus was coming through here today.
If you have integrity, it doesn't matter if the camera's on 24/7 or not. But by the way, this episode is sponsored by said body cam. So it's like, I'm just joking. I'm just
joking. Of all jokes.
What was it? What did Brent say?
Joking with facts.
I'm just joking with facts. That shit was funny. So
you brought up the Daily Wire thing, and then mine was a vision of Barstool Sports. The way it's structured. Obviously, I'm not against having a sports section because cops and first responders love sports, but the whole thing would be centered around news and information, like you said, but truthful, unfiltered.
Right. Yeah. Barstool Sports is the model.
Yes.
Which one's bigger, Barstool Sports or Daily Wire?
I would say Barstool probably.
Yeah. Yeah, their model, I guess.
A lot more people like Dave Portnoy than Ben Shapiro. So, I mean, it's like, like you said, the model, not so much the content.
Yeah. Well, I think, and we talked about it earlier, we said we needed to explain to people how they, because when we do the live on the, what are we saying? How the live stream?
Yeah, open mic.
The open mic.
Yeah.
We need to, it's going to be like everything that we did that week, didn't do. We're basically just making it public on like your direction. You're like, okay, you were supposed to do 2 videos this week. You did 0.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, and just basically airing out all the drama and stuff from all the podcasts. And we all get on there and just rip and make fun of each other. So
because I mean, it's one version of the reality we're trying to bring to it. Also, which is another thing, kind of you're big on, is like the reality, like side of everything. Because you can
reality
still
TV.
run, you can run a legitimate business and still show the reality of it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's not just going to be a reality TV show, but there'll be a lot of reality aspects to it.
What's funny is, to me, is that's about as, I hate to say this word, that's about as humanizing as this could be.
What? Oh,
like unfiltered.
That's a
like
good, yeah.
Versus like dancing in front of the fucking fire truck or on it, dancing in front of uniform.
Who does that?
I don't know. I heard somebody did it.
Who does
but
that?
Like, walk around, cameras going when we're not recording, talking, things that are going on. This is about, I would say, is real. That would put people into perspective that they probably think, cops are fucking at the range shooting people and practicing doing that.
Just talking about how to oppress people 24/7.
Yeah, and here we are just talking.
That's
shit
only
about,
part of
we're just
it.
talking shit about we're just talking shit about the IA guy.
10% of the time.
Just the IA guy's getting talked about now.
I'm not a bad guy. Okay. Okay. I won't go on there. I don't know him. Okay. Might be a great guy.
Yeah.
And then like the public appearance stuff, like going to Jersey and being
That's
out and open.
I'm
like,
excited about it because I'm trying to take that into a concert environment. Like when you go see a show, the problem
What?
is we've already talked like the
Jersey.
live shows.
Oh yeah.
We've already talked about this. That you got it. Like there's no people aren't hyped. Like when the lights go down for like fucking Slayer, the crowd's nuts.
Slayer.
Yeah, like and
We sit down.
So I'm gonna walk into
Hey,
a
guys.
packed, I'm gonna walk into a packed
We don't-
arena with people screaming my name.
I expect people to be jumping up and like, yeah, Copville.
I paid 3 guys. I paid 3 guys to show up, so I'm gonna have them yelling.
Wearing your shirt
They're
specifically.
really bought followers. They're
Number one
bought
fan.
They're bought followers to the T. They're coming to scream my name at the live.
That would be hilarious. That would be a good segment to talk about it. That would just be funny to play into that. Be like, Tyler, did you hear Copville bought followers, like real ones? Like he paid people to come here and cheer his name,
Literally-
and we would film it
literally
all.
I'm gonna
literally
legit
bought
have
them.
those dudes get a Copville cardboard
And we
sign
would film
and
it all.
write Copville on
We
it.
approach him. We're like, bro, did you buy follow? Like you paid people to come watch you? Like, no,
old
I didn't
school
do
way.
that. And after that, 3 people with Copville shirts in. They go, "Where's Mike? Mike?" And just be holding up signs. It's just all ridiculous. That'd be funny.
That's my stomping
That'd be a
ground,
funny
man.
segment.
where Jersey?
Yeah, it's from right there.
Mm.
Best pizza in the world. I'm gonna get you a real
Scumbag.
pizza there.
Is it like deep dish or is it
No,
just?
it's thin. New York is thin.
Is it? Who does the deep dish? That's Chicago. I do like deep dish. I don't like a lot of bread though, but because the deep dish it's all the sauce and cheese but just like regular pizza, I don't really care for because it's mostly bread.
No, that's why New York is super thin
Yeah,
crust.
you just taste the cheese and stuff.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
The sauce has got like a distinct flavor at each restaurant, and then it doesn't flop much. If it's really good, it'll kind of keep its structure.
Yeah.
Chicago is. I was there too, and the only thing about there is it takes an hour to cook that fucking pizza. So you go in to sit down and have deep dish pizza like Illuminati's. It's an hour.
Illuminati's.
Lou Malnati's.
Oh,
I thought the same thing. I'm like, damn, they got in the pizza game.
I go. Well,
There's like Geno's, Lou Malnati's. They're
the Illuminati.
You got to order it. Like you got to.
I knew
down
it.
And you're there. An
You're
hour.
part of the CIA, and you too.
Yeah.
Like,
We didn't land on the moon either.
let's talk about that. I cannot believe I called that. That was
I
not.
thought you were messing around
What?
when you said, "Isn't your dad in the CIA?" I thought you knew.
I
that.
had no idea. Maybe you mentioned. I was legit not thinking that. I go, "You're the biggest podcast on here right now." Like, I was like, "Was your dad in the CIA?" I just, for some reason, it was in there for a reason.
Yeah.
So maybe I did know, but that's not why I asked. I'm like, you know what? Let me just be funny about this. And then you said yes. That was funny. Yeah, that was not planned.
The there's a lot of different things that this will branch out to be like, you can talk about anyway. You can talk about, like, we have on the news side, so we wanted to have like information pieces, but the way things are in 2025 is people want their news in a video and they want it fast. They don't want to hang around unless they're dedicated, like, oh, I want to watch this, I want to sit down and watch this. They want their information quick and through a video. So we are now integrating what would you call them, vloggers?
Yeah.
Like
vlog with a V.
Contributors, vloggers into Counterculture, and we have like 5 or 6 now that are coming on, and they're just going to be covering real events.
Short form clips is how you grow on YouTube today.
What I like about this, where I want to see this go, and I would take the reins on this, being retired, and I can say the most. I want it to get to the point where guys are getting fucked over, fire department or police department, and when Counterculture calls that agency or sends a request to that agency, they're like, oh, fuck. Like, these guys
looking
want to
into
know
it,
the fucking truth. Like, ever since I've come out with all the stuff that happened to me, emails and DMs about guys getting screwed over. Stories similar. I just posted something recently on my story about from a couple years ago, and I've gotten 50, 60 responses from guys in similar situations. So I would like to get to the point with my podcast and Counterculture to the point where when somebody gets fucked and Counterculture sends the old public records email over like, hey, would you like to comment on this fucking roasting you're about to get on the Counterculture podcast?
Could you imagine Tyler
for treating your guys like shit?
Dressing up in a suit and going down there with a mic and a camera?
Yeah, like the fucking, like a lawyer, man.
We need to put him in like the tuxedo shirt.
Yes.
As a journalist. What do you have to say to the people?
With the chest cam.
Yeah. I think it's great because that's a voice that we've talked about a lot that nobody in first responder
because this is our only job is to do this in the first responder.
Somebody gets screwed, like knowingly.
Yeah.
You know, we go stand at the steps of their city police department and demand to talk to the chief.
And when they say no,
they're going to say no. They're absolutely.
We demand to talk to him. No. Well, fuck. I guess we got to go home. I don't know what to do after that.
We'll be like auditors, man.
That's exactly
what
we're
going to come make us leave?
Yeah.
Can't.
And live stream it? Yeah. Oh, that'd be funny.
I'll get arrested.
No. Well, I guess we got to go home. I don't know what to do after that point.
I think that's an important part of
if
we're like the first responder network and a group of social media first responders. There's a side of it that that's part of my biggest drive. I started what I started based on being screwed, and I think that's important to a lot of guys.
The hard part about that is filtering the people who got screwed and then filtering the people that
jump on everybody's train and say that
fuck themselves.
But that's where you do the research.
Like, I got fired, and then it's like,
they canceled me.
I was having sex on duty.
The good thing about cops, though, is they love to talk. So if you were to get a guy that told you that, I'd probably have 2 or 3 followers in that same agency, and I can reach out and say, tell me about this guy. He's a piece of shit. Okay, story's dead.
But we need them to come on and show their face.
Or he got screwed.
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, this guy's got. Now we pull the files, we get the IA files or whatever goes with it, and we say, okay, now this is a fucking story. Let's get the chief. Something's going on in Jersey.
Right now?
Chief's shit on his desk. He got caught shitting on something.
What?
There's a bunch of memes here.
No, you're talking about the noose.
No, maybe the news. I saw a meme.
Seen that?
Hold on 1 second.
That was Philly. Philly.
No, this is Bergen County. Hold on.
All right, I'm gonna keep talking.
No, hold on.
But Philly, though, that black lady put a noose on her desk. She's got caught for putting a noose on her desk, like Jesse Smollett did the fake noose, the MAGA thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So
there you go.
This just happened like last week. She's getting now indicted, or not indicted, but charged for falsifying police records or something like that because she worked for the city of Philadelphia, put a noose on her desk, and trying to claim a hate crime was caused against her.
Somebody did it.
Yeah, but it was her. They were like, all right, we're going to take all the DNA from everybody in the area. And she was like, now she was giving them backlash and finally did it or didn't do it, gave the DNA, and her DNA was the only one on there. Allegedly. This is the way it goes. And so she was the one that planted it, trying to claim that there was hate crime against her, which is crazy.
This is in the this is a newspaper.
Shitting on the desk.
Police chief pooped by desks, spiked coffee with Viagra. Cops say in a list of assault complaints. 5 cops plan to sue the North Bergen police chief, Robert Farley, for allegedly assaulting, harassing, and retaliating against him. That's a newspaper headline.
That's kind of funny. You go shit on my desk.
Yeah.
The chief shit on somebody's desk?
That's what it sounds like.
And now the memes are out there. Hey, Terry, I did it. I did my first desk poop. My desk pop.
My first desk poop. That's
So-
hilarious. It's like doing an upper.
So we want to
Decker.
talk to him. That's a good guy to talk to.
Well, but in theory, the contributors, the vloggers would be grabbing that story and doing a quick story. I mean, because I've already learned a lot by listening. Like as I'm uploading them, I'm watching. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that. Yeah, dates, times, facts. Then I was like, I want your opinions on them. I want them controversial. I don't want to agree with every single thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of them are like, do you want me to run it by you? Like fuck no.
No, do it.
If you run something, give us something to talk
Yeah,
about.
because if we don't like it, we're going to talk about it on the open mic.
Yeah.
So that's part of driving people there too. It's if we don't like it, we're gonna expose it on the open mic. Be like, what are we talking about? It's all part of it. We're just gonna do it openly or publicly or however you want to describe it. But let them put their own creative spin to it. If they agree with it, and then if it's a story that they agree with, have them put it up, and then we'll challenge them on it because other people will think like them. So that'll get that viewer as well. If we try to control and say this is how we do it, we're this way, then we don't expand as quickly because we're not going to get that type of viewer. If we get someone that's left leaning, we'll get those viewers for that specific person and watch us argue about. You know what I mean? I would not be opposed to having somebody that's on the other side. Because we could have content every single week of arguing back and forth about a certain issue in the fire service or DEI or, whatever. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
No,
I need a
agree.
Democrat.
I kind of blacked out.
See, this is the problem with eating too much, guys. This is a good lesson. We were talking about health the last podcast, and now we're talking about.
He said we
you
need
guys
a
are now
left-leaning. We need a left-leaning person.
You're zoinked. Because we could go back and forth. You could yell at them every week, do your mic thing, and just rage on
They're
them.
not that tough. They're gonna quit. They're weak.
They have to be. They have to be closet right people playing the left. Like the Five does it on Fox News. They always have.
Oh yeah.
He's a black guy, I think, right? Or some Fox News does it where like he's kind of like the punching bag. But if you don't have the opposition, it's just.
Yeah,
everyone agreeing with each other.
Yeah, no one wants to watch that.
CNN has one Republican-leaning person in there, and Fox has one Democrat.
Maybe.
But we could even call him like Johnny the Lib. We can call him the Lib. Well, let's hear what the Lib has to say.
just all
man,
demeaning,
you're not like that.
condescending.
Hey, you piece of shit! What do you got to say over there?
Let's turn him off.
You're fucking
Mute him,
fired.
mute
Get
him.
out of here.
I've met people that were well spoken, that were respectful, and would be great for the job.
Oh yeah,
They just think their ideologies, ones that are like, they can argue it to the point where you're like, I just don't agree with you, but I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a follower like that. Every time I post something that's pro-Trump related, he's not a dick. He's never a dick, but he definitely always.
Is it the guy that's jumping in his pic? Because he comments on everything.
No, I don't. His name's. I don't know if he follows a new page. He was on my old page. His name was like Chad.
He doesn't follow you.
No,
He follows
yeah.
me. He's my
But
friend.
he
You got like 5 followers. I
posted-
get it.
You got to buy him.
And he always had like the counter view. And he was a cop and he was a Democrat. And he left after like 15 years because he started to hate
Probably
the
got
job.
pushed out.
Yeah.
No one wanted to work
But
with
he never was disrespectful, and he always brought a different perspective. I disagree with him every time.
Yeah.
But he always brought a peaceful conversation type, not fucking screaming.
And I know people
purple
that
hair
will go
bullshit.
and block them every single time. Like when it's someone that disagrees with them. Like I've had people tell me that, I go, why? Like let them comment.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It for one, it just adds to the algorithm, and then other people will step in and start arguing with them, and then it just creates more comments and more engagement on that post. That's how things get recommended.
Yeah.
So, like let them do their thing in the comments. You don't have to respond to it. Like that's something I figured out kind of earlier on. I was like, I don't have to sit here and let the people that follow you and that appreciate what you're doing. They'll do it. They'll fight for you in the comments. Like let them go off and.
You also can't. As
Yeah.
much content as we create, as
Content creators.
you can't go sit there and argue
No.
every sub point of every point you make. You just don't have enough time.
Yeah.
But if you got people that believe in you, that sounds gay, but believe in what you're doing, like
I remember when I tried to keep up with liking every comment.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck, dude.
I'm the same way. I can't do that
I
anymore.
do go to that one part and I try to like the funnier ones respond because it's good to engage and I do it. But
It depends on what I got going on that day, but I'm not gonna go back to each video always. Like it just depends on what I have going on that week.
Yeah.
What am I doing at that point? Maybe I'll just go in and engage, but a lot of times I post a video and I just never look again. If it gets a lot of views, I'll look at the comments because they're funny, but I'm not going there and looking back at the comments. People will ask me, like, did you see the comment on this guy? Like, why don't you block him? Or why don't you? Yeah, I'm like, first of all, I don't go look at him anymore.
I thought this was
The
America.
only time I do is when we go. You do it too. We go and troll making people talking shit. That's fine.
I do that every now and then. I'm like, I'm gonna go crank these people up.
Well, people will say like, that people always talk about, I sound stupid or retarded or something. I'm like, I agree.
Yeah.
Like I lean into it.
My go-to is I have autism. Like if they start getting nasty with me, I'm like, I'm sorry, I have autism.
Yeah.
And then it's either like they don't say anything else.
I'm an autistic tranny.
Yeah, they come. Yeah. Or they come back even harder, and I'm like, okay, that didn't work.
You guys are zoinked out right now from that freaking food.
I noticed.
Did
you notice?
I can feel it.
I
noticed
good.
it. I noticed it in your eyes. It's like you look like, and
I'm good, dude.
Full stomach, man.
I'm ready to eat. What's for dinner?
you guys need to go do some jumping jacks outside.
No, and also what we're gonna do
Don't look at my eyes.
Get away from it.
is the YouTube is gonna. We already have one show pretty much signed on to do a 6-episode deal to see if it works. That's gonna be it's Taylor Kavanaugh and Jimmy Watson. They're 2 Navy SEALs that are wild, and they're gonna come together to host one podcast exclusively on counterculture, which will help grow our YouTube.
Yeah,
And I think that'll be fucking dope.
that will be.
That'll give us credibility to get other people.
When I was listening to those clips, that podcast you did with Watson, when he's like, Watson, step out. He's telling those stories. I'm like, this guy's funny, man. Like,
Yeah.
And that's how I've always pictured these Navy SEALs and stuff. Like, they're just kind of, they're more unhinged in a way. I get the professional mindset too, but I feel like you got to be a little crazy and a
They've
litll
harnessed it now.
What?
They've harnessed it.
Yeah, like they've got all this energy. Like
Now-
they put it into surviving Hell Week and all that stuff. Like that is something that.
Yeah.
How many people can say they did? Not very many. We all know that. Like
Yep.
out of a class of 300, 7 graduate. Like, but that's badass to me. But it seems like all the Navy SEALs and stuff that get popular are always these guys that are like work
Motivation.
Yeah, motivation. Get up. Get ready.
Make your bed.
Make your bed before you wake. Get up at 4:30 a.m. Like it's the same stuff we've all heard, and
It takes away from it.
like you just want the like edgy dude. It's like sometimes
any
like just real. Like,
fitness person can use those same terms. I'd rather hear the dude that's talking about the real stuff.
Yeah.
Like these guys talk about I don't want to hear. But okay, y'all, like you said, all the SEALs went through Hell Week. They're all motivated. That's pretty much, and not to take away from it, but it's a standard thing.
Yeah.
Let's hear the fucking unhinged stuff that you guys think about or talk about or do that these other guys aren't talking about.
well, so what was it that Watson got kicked out for because of the financial stuff?
He
got kicked out of the Navy SEALs.
No, he didn't get kicked out.
Oh, he was
Jimmy
about to.
Watson was able to leave on his own terms, but much like Mike as a cop, his last 2 or 3 years they were trying to get him out. They were trying to force him out, and he was like, "No, fuck you, I'm staying." And got
Like,
put
try.
himself in a mental institution, but he was able to retire out of the Navy, out of the SEALs, and then he started doing private security for John McAfee.
Oh yeah.
The McAfee security on your, the
Yeah.
antivirus stuff. And that guy's a total fucking rich billionaire dirtbag. And so he was like, hey, they got into insider trading. John McAfee, they both went on the run when the FBI came after him. John McAfee killed himself in prison. And Jimmy was on the run for 2 years. Came back in the States to have lunch with his mom. And he said it was just like something out of a movie. He's like, I was eating and I was like, and he goes, he's like, I could just feel it in the air.
Really?
He goes, Mom, I'm going to be okay. And then got up and walked out to his car. And he was like, Tahoe's came in and fucking took him down. He's got a picture of him getting taken down by the FBI. You got a video of it too. And then that's when, right then and there was his rock bottom. And that's when he shot up. And then Taylor Kavanaugh he was arrested every single year while he was in the Navy SEALs. I believe he was kicked out of the Navy SEALs. And then he joined the French Foreign Legion and then got his shit together. And now he does the motivational stuff. But, he's also like no bullshit. Like, don't be a pussy.
But he actually, they both hit rock bottom at some point, and we're already like top tier of what you could do as like as a man in the military, right? Like became Navy SEALs,
Man
and then
in
still
general.
and still quote unquote fucked their life up, and then they were like, all right, you know what? I need to get my shit together, and used all that crazy energy they had that made them unhinged to do what they're doing now.
Yeah, like I said, now it's harnessed,
yeah.
and they're fucking stoked because one thing they didn't want to do is they don't want to do all the back end work, the production, the editing, social media, the coordination, the guest scheduling. They don't want to do the logistics. They don't want to do any of that. They want to talk. That they have a message that they want to do. Counterculture can offer those services to them. You know, so
they have a legit freaking story. Like that's very different. You know, because as far as in the Navy SEAL community or the special operations, you have there's how many freaking guys with podcasts now that have done that, and they all kind of do the same thing, the Jockos and all that.
They just interview other guys, other Navy SEALs, special forces guys. Tell me about your story, bro.
Yeah, and they do the same thing I told you earlier that I respected you guys not doing was you play the game and you go up the ladder. You could use this guy to get on this podcast here, and you play by the rules. And if you don't, then you won't get the next guy or the next job, and then you'll go all the way back down to zero. You guys didn't do that because you could have had probably these Navy SEALs on, the Jockos and all them, and played the game, and maybe it would have gotten you more exposure, but you were like, no, we're going to expose. I'm not saying you expose Jocko. I'm saying like Tim Kennedy, all those guys. And that's something
we went the punk rock route.
But everybody knew. It seems like everybody knew this story, like knew this about him. They just didn't speak out or
Nobody said anything.
Yeah.
which is kind of bizarre to me. Like you'd let people just, I don't know, make up these stories.
I think it goes along with everything else.
Because you've already done enough cool shit.
People are too fucking scared to say anything.
You've already done enough cool shit. You know, you're in the UFC. You were a Delta operator.
But I guess it becomes just a fucking habit of lying.
Here's the thing. I don't know if it's because I'm part of it every single week, but I am sick to death of hearing about soft stuff, special forces stuff, SEAL stuff. Like, I'm so inundated in it, and
I think everybody else is too.
Oh my God!
I see in the comments.
It's getting so annoying, and it's nothing against my co-host at all.
Right.
We try to do first responder stuff. We try to have regular first responders on, and like those numbers tank. People don't support it, but they just want to sit there and jerk off to fucking special forces dudes who are retired and not even in their prime anymore. And like, I'm just going to get on podcasts and start a podcast because these fucking beta males that are never going to do anything with their life just fucking look to me like a fucking god. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not capitalize on it? Right. So, and it's just, but like you're saying, I think people are starting to like get like sick of it because they're like realizing like these are the same regurgitated stories on every single podcast, and now motherfuckers are just straight up lying because they got to compete with each other's stories. So you got Tim Kennedy, you got everyone's like call out Shrek, like man.
Do you think it's more of like they're trying to just continue staying in the spotlight once they've gotten there, and it's like I don't know what the term is, narcissistic or whatever. It's like they want to keep being there and being there and being there, so they're gonna make their story. It's like the guy he's telling you a story at a party, and he realizes people aren't interested, and then he's like, and then I got fucking stabbed, bro. Just to try to like grab your attention, just make some shit up, like
you got fucking stabbed.
Yeah, just to grab your attention, you can tell people aren't interested.
That's a problem. Well, that's a problem with people.
I did a phone interview with Insider Magazine's military team, right? So Business Insider has a military
branch,
not branch, but a military section where they where they cover military stuff. I don't know what you call that.
Yeah. What would you
section?
Yeah, section.
Yeah, military section. Yeah. And so I talked to her on the phone. Brent did an interview too. It hadn't come out yet, but she was like, "Can I ask you something?" And I was like, "Sure." She's like, "Is it kind of weird that because she was a woman, she was a Marine, and she's a reporter. She's like." That kind of these like men in today's society just look up to soft guys as opposed to any other man that
What do you mean soft?
Soft, like special operations.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to like your regular infantry guy. And I'm like, that's just how it is. Like,
back when we were kids, we all ran around. We were Green Berets. We all there was no access to them because when I was a kid, there was no social media. You they existed.
Right.
I don't think I ever saw one. I never saw. Probably with the way everything else has progressed with technology and social media, now you have access to them. And I think people are probably over fanboying towards, again, a great group of guys. They did the coolest shit, but they're over fanboying and then flip these guys like, well, if I just tell them I went to SEAL school. I went overseas, and I was in war. All of us did that. So now maybe the Kim Kennedys come out and start upping the story a little bit, trying to get ahead of the guy that did the same thing as them.
Right.
And at some point, you finally get called out like, this fucking dude's full of shit, which is what happened. So the fanboying has caused maybe the wind to go on the fire and grow it. That I can't be. Me and you can't be the same guys that went overseas and did the same thing. I have to have a reason to be more important than you, so I can be on the next podcast.
Right. And it's
you take my place,
and then you do it over me. You're like,
which is crazy because
said that I'm going to go say this.
None of us would ever be like, if take back all the like Tim Kennedy stuff, like whenever people before they exposed him. And Andy Stump, he's right. He's the other. That's his name, right? Andy Stump. He's a SEAL. Like when I think about Navy SEALs, I'm like, oh, they're all badass. They're all cool. Like I don't pay attention to like who's doing better now. I know their face and I've heard their stories before, but I'm not like, oh, Tim Kennedy's doing way better than Andy Stump. Like he needs to pick it up. That's not how the consumer views it, but they do.
I think they do.
Yes. And so I think it just gets to their head over and over.
And like God can just run around doing 100-mile races and motivating, and he's a SEAL. It's like, I'm sure out in their mind they're like, I got to compete with him. He's got the spotlight right now. He's on Joe Rogan. So how do I one up that? I'm sure they're all competing for.
It's a false sense of like
cops do it though. Cops fucking do it.
What?
The whole fucking thing. If I happen to be telling you a story about a drug arrest I made or something, and one of those fucking type of dudes over here,
I did this.
He's gonna walk right over and be like, oh yeah, that you did. I got twice that amount on it just the next day. Like. It happens in the fucking anytime there's any type of
the one upper.
Cops do it too.
Well, with the special forces stuff and the SEAL stuff and all that, it takes away. It really has demoralized your average. Let's call it an average warfighter. Mm-hmm. We get inboxes all the time, DMs in our inbox saying like, "I didn't do anything special. I was just an infantry guy." Like, right? Bro, you signed up to do the job even these guys won't do.
I say the same thing. I'm like, bro, don't ever say that again.
Yeah, I tell them too. Don't
ever say that again.
Like, oh, I'm just a cop.
I'm nobody.
Like, dude, you go out there.
I'm nobody. That's what
I'm
say.
nobody.
Like,
yeah.
Yes, you are, bro. Don't ever say that again.
And like, but these guys, and I'm telling you, bro, I'm fucking telling you, a lot of these guys. So I could say a lot of. So if one gets mad and confronts me, I could say I was.
I say all.
Yeah, a lot of them get off on like being. I don't know. Get off isn't the right word. They're narcissists. Boosted. And they really, truly do believe they're better than you. Yeah. But they'll go, oh, we're the same, bro. We're the same. Until you kind of go, until you challenge them a little bit. Then you're going to see their real side.
Yeah, and it's going to come out.
Yeah. So they're not, a lot of them are not as humble as they come off. Some of them are.
I didn't like how you took your sunglasses and looked at me.
Yeah, like,
we're about to.
I didn't know what was going on.
I thought you were about to expose me right now.
You said I was fucking. Yeah, you said I was zoned out.
Now I'm in, boy. Back.
But no, there's ones. We've had ones on our shows that are, I can tell just by reading human beings, they're complete narcissists, and some are very humble.
Yeah.
So and you can go through and you can watch. You can pick them out.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying how humble I was after we did that podcast. So I'm glad I'm not for the record. No, I hear what you're saying. Or you just have like a meter that goes off. You're like, is this guy telling the truth? It seems like bullshit, And you've done a lot of interviews. I don't know if have you had that like where you're like, dude, I feel like this guy, or or maybe that they're bullshitting.
I watched one.
What do you mean?
I watched an interview where I was like,
yeah, it's like, oh. Cut. No, I was there and just wasn't on it.
No, I mean, I've had ones where
I was blinded.
You're like, this dude's full of shit. It's like, it's not enough to where you're going to make it an issue or anything, but you're just like, it.
Dude, I thought I had a good meter, like a good bullshit meter. And I was like, after that, I was like, fuck. And you pointed that out. I was like, damn, I need to be more aware.
Yeah. I noticed when you call these people out too, they sick their little minions on you.
Oh, yeah.
In the comment section.
Yep.
So there was like some fake ass fraud motivational guy that I put in the clip the buying followers clip that I made, right? The Instagram reel. I put a video of a guy who I know is a con artist. Like he's just one of those like, this is how I make all my millions. These are the cars I drive. It's all false. Anybody who does that is their wife is rich. That's it. That's the only reason why. I've noticed that with like 2 or 3 of them. Their wife has a lot of fucking money. And they run around saying that because of their business ventures, they're wealthy. They're not.
Yeah.
They're literally stay-at-home dads.
Do they make T-shirts?
Wait.
Do they make T-shirts? Like,
Yeah.
they send you.
And the guy that I used in the video. So, and he was real nasty when he wanted to come on the podcast. I won't have motivational guys on. We're not going to have guys that talk
Like
and buy followers and tell you how to go the 5 pillars to success. Like this shit's
It's always
gay as
those
hell.
guys that take those pictures where they're like the candid but not candid shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're like walking down the fucking sidewalk and there's a picture of them. Like who the fuck takes
Who
that?
took
Like,
that?
Who followed you around? I watched
Oh,
it
like
happen.
pay a
I
photographer?
watched it happen one day. I knew a dude that was very similar. He would had 6 cars parked around the corner. He would go get in one, pull up. They would take a picture of it,
Oh, he'd
drive
go
it
do
back.
that?
and he just
The
kept
clip I
flipping it
made,
over
the
and
clip
over.
I made had the guy had somebody come up to him and goes, "Bro, I see you pull up to the gym every day in these nice ass cars. What do you do?"
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking made up.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
fabricated, and it's not even like satirical or funny. That guy is really trying to trick people.
That he's rich.
Yeah, and he's actually he was introduced to me by. And I had to go back to Brent and be like, that guy's full of shit. Mm-hmm. Oh, like be wary of him.
What'd he say?
He got rubbed the wrong way. The dude got rubbed the wrong way that I said no. So then he went and started talking shit about us. And guess what? He's a big ass Tim Kennedy fan.
Ah,
Tim
it
Kennedy
all comes
fanboy.
full circle.
Yeah. So they're all like with Xerxes. They're all those ones that were like, fucking, I'll show you the goat path
I'm
that
telling
the
you.
Spartans use if you just
There's
let
a
me be
guy
part
in
of
my
the
town
team.
like that, dude. He
was
literally
good.
comes to the gym in like a Toyota Corolla, and then I look on his Instagram. He's got fucking pictures in Maseratis. and
Yeah.
shit, and I'm like,
Where's that?
Rolexes and all this shit, and I'm like, dude, I saw you pull up to the gym the other day in a fucking
Dude, that
Corolla.
just gave me a good idea.
We're buying a Maserati.
Oh, no.
He would.
I think I'm just going to do it so we get real reaction. That just gave me a crazy idea.
We are Counterculture 8. How's everybody doing tonight?